What's up, Pirates? Ray Talks here with AwakenedTCG, and today we have, as you can see by the title, Black Yellow Mom at Locals. Let me go ahead and break down this list, and then let's get into some gameplay. So, for starters, we have 4 beige. Oh, where's the 4th beige? Hold on. I think we should have 4 beiges, unless I'm tripping, and I only ran 3 in the deck. So it looks like I'm definitely tripping, and I'm running only 3 beiges, but I guess that's my tech, all right? That's what I'm going to call it. Yeah, it's not in the box. Is it in the Dawn? It is not in the Dawn. All right, so we have 3 beiges. I mean, the trigger speaks for itself. It's a good 2K. This deck doesn't run any searchers, so I'm not really too sure what I was thinking when I made this list. But here's a good combo piece. You can go Hina. Hina's a -4. If you do -4 into like a Heavenly Fire or something, that's a 7 drop for 4 Dawn into their life, which is not bad. I mean, the goal with this deck is to really just stop their board and then build yours, and then kind of like what an L does, but just a little different because you can run black. And I don't know. Anyways, we got 4 Borsellino. Especially being at 4 life, you really need some blockers and some good ones. You don't want to go down in life too early because then you can't make the comeback, right? We go 3 Sabo just to help your board stay alive. It's a good cycle because one thing that this deck does not have is card draw, card cycle, etc. It really struggles. We go with 4 of these Shirahoshis, which is basically like the Hina effect, except we get a blocker for 1 extra Dawn, and it's not a body you can really swing with. But obviously, you need to be more defensive on a deck like this to get into that late game. Otherwise, you're kind of just cooked. We run 4 Surus, great 2K, also another combo piece. It's a cost reducer. We run 4 Toy Soldier, so now we're at, what is that? 8, 9, 10. That's 11 2Ks, which is not a bad ratio. You want to build your opponent's life, so Gadatsu is just super insane in this deck, so we have to run 4. We have 2 Kuzans. Not bad. It's a good card draw. Playing on curve is pretty good, especially if your opponent can't get rid of it. I probably should run more of these, but I mean, this deck just runs a lot of bricks. Bird Zap. It is the Yamato, or no, it's not the Yamato effect. It's the Garatsu effect, just in a 2-cost event. We run 4 Heavenly Fire. It puts a 3-drop or less to your opponent's life, top or bottom. But then we have combo pieces after combo pieces where this 3 is now you play Hina. You play a Suru into this. You're using 2 Dawn to put back a 5-drop. Hina. -4. You play this on 3. Play this for 1. That's 4 Dawn. You get rid of a 7-cost body off the board, or add 1 Dawn. You're basically KOing it, depending on how much life you have them at. We're gonna run 1 Ice Age, 4 Great Eruptions, just great combo pieces, especially this Great Eruption. You can play it, get that -2. You're also drawing, and then you can play your combo, whatever you're going to do. As far as top end, we run 2 Katakuri. We should probably run more, but I'm just afraid there's too many bricks in this deck. We're running 3 Yamato. Late game, this card is amazing. And then 4 Big Mom. I mean, the card speaks for itself. You can play, if you're in a good spot, you can just play it on curve. It's just amazing. It wins you games, and especially if you go back to back and they can't deal with it, you literally just booked yourself a ticket for the finals. Let's count up the bricks. I am very curious. I never actually counted up the amount of bricks I have. So there's 9 with just the top end. 9, 10, 11. Okay, we're at 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So this deck has 23 bricks. I do not recommend a deck like this. I don't know what I'm thinking. I am doing this for content. Let's go ahead and get into some gameplay and see how our games shake up. Come on, let's do it. All right, Pirates. So round 1. I'm gonna be yapping for a while because we did 4 rounds. I think this officially it was 3 rounds, but we played a 4th round for the winner pack, me versus Jim. So you guys are gonna see that at the end. But we obviously, you can see from the titles, we were in the finals. So I'm versing RP Law. This deck I'm running, I don't really know how it plays. I didn't practice on it too much, but I know it's pretty. It can get pretty spicy if you high roll. As you can see, my opponent went Zorojuro into leader effect and playing a Shachi Penguin, going back to 2 Dawn, or ramping back up to 2 Dawn. All I did was on my first couple turns just passed. I did Heavenly Fire on the Shachi and Penguin, put it to life, and I played a Borsellino. Obviously, this deck that he's running can have, crazy tempo. It's what it's meant for. He goes Fire Fist, minus 4,000, plays his leader effect, and then plays another Shachi Penguin. That's two back to back. Um, obviously, I heavenly fired the Zoro, not the Shachi Penguin. But anyways, he swings six. I block one. He swings six again. I had to take one. So now I'm sitting at 2 life, and I'm kind of scared. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of scared. Uh, Knowing that his deck doesn't run too many 2Ks, I'm swinging six, and then I play the zap, had to do my thing there. Just get the body out of the board. I don't have counters in my hand. I'm pretty much bricked, and so I was like, you know what, I gotta remove it. I have to. Um, and then he, continues to put on the pressure. Not sure what his plays were. I can't see his hand, but he goes Zoro into a Beppo, and then he doesn't actually swing with the Zoro, which threw me off a little bit. I mean, obviously he has two cards in hand, so it's like, he can't really protect that body next turn. So he's like, I'll just not swing, and then I'll go for lethal next game. But I'm like Yellow Mom, so you leave me at 1 life, I can, heal up to 2, right? Obviously, it's a way more expensive than an L effect, but it works. So here I go Garatsu. I have just enough for Garatsu a heal. So I Garatsu the Beppo, and then I actually end up playing a blocker instead of healing here. Probably could have healed. I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I'm forcing him to do -3 again, or I'm gonna block, right? If he wants to -3 early, so there he just ended up swinging 8K blocking, which probably wasn't the right play. He wanted to get rid of the other body, so he, was forced to do it. But I mean, honestly speaking, that was probably best outcome. Now I can heal this turn. So I go ahead and I play a Sabo. So I draw 2 trash 2. I really needed a blocker on board, and I knew I was probably going to just leader effect anyway here. So I Great Eruption to cycle. I want a counter in hand, potential counter, but I think I drew a Kuzan. Anyways, now I'm going to leader effect. I swing 7 at the Zoro and go heal. I'm reading the effect because I really don't play this deck, so even me on the deck having to read the effect just to make sure I'm doing it right. My opponent as well never played a Black Yellow Mom, so it was interesting. He Gamma Knives and bot decks, plays another Shachi and Penguin. That's 3 Shachi and Penguin already. Keeping his Dawn up a little bit to be able to, just stay in the game, right? Because he has at this point I think no cards in hand. He's out of steam, so um, me also going very low on cards, but just being able to regenerate health makes this matchup easier if you can get through the beginning portion. And so, yeah, I had a Yamato in hand. I 6K the Beppo. He takes it. I Yamato the Shachi and Penguin. The third one, I heal a life. And he's like, wait, whoa, what's happening? But, um, you know, it's Yamato, one of the most broken yellow cards, aside from a Big Mom. First things first, I'm going to heal. I'm like, okay, well, I got to heal up. Make sure I don't put myself at lethal range. And it's looking good for me. It's looking real good. Having 2 life, him, the thing is, it's like, when do I start swinging? So I'm like, you know what? I'll start swinging now. Um, I don't want to wait too long, right? So I go Gadatsu just to play the body, to be able to swing with it next turn. Knowing he only has a 1 attack on board, I'm like, okay, that's fine. He can swing, and then I can just heal next turn. So he goes -6 onto the Gadatsu, I believe. And then he swings at the Yamato. Unfortunately, I don't think I have 2Ks here in my hand. And he's swinging, I would have to give him both my cards, or 2 out of my 3 cards for counter. So I don't think I actually have it. So I take it. I'm forced to take it. I'm over here baiting him like I have the counter, but I definitely do not. Oh wait, I'm bamboozling myself. This is yesterday. I've been getting ready for the Treasure Cup. It is Friday night, and I was practicing all evening and not editing this video, so I apologize. Anyways, let's go ahead and get right back into the game. I am going to swing 7 at his life. He's going to take. I'm going to swing 9. He is going to take again. And then guess what I do? Yep, I play Katakuri. Give myself another big body on the board. Get rid of his swing so he can't use it next turn. And I'm looking pretty hot. I'm looking pretty hot. Um, one card in hand though, so it's sketchy. Very sketchy. Very, very sketchy. He goes Otama on the Katakuri, Gordon the Katakuri. Um, then he's gonna swing at the Yamato. I can't block out, and then he does a perfectly curved and timed bot deck with his leader effect, which was soul crushing. It crushed me. At this point, I'm like, dang, I have two bad cards in my hand. I can potentially lose this. And he, now he established another unit on board. He has a couple cards in hand. It's not looking too bad for him anymore. It was, but then he just got rid of a Yamato and a Katakuri on the same turn. Like, whoa. Um, so I swing 7, he takes, and then I go ahead and I play another Katakuri. No effect because one, I don't mind the swing here. He's at 1 life, so I'm gonna have 2 guaranteed swings. Um, he can't go for game because if he does, I just need a 1K counter in hand. Um, so he swings 6. Um, I will let you guys know I am bricked right now. I have a brick in hand. I take life, and guess what? I have another brick in hand, and he has a 5K swing and then a 5K Otama swing. If he would have swung 5, 5, 6, he would have won this game. That's why you always start with the low cost. Obviously, it's yellow. I could hit a beige or something, but I don't really run nothing too crazy. And then he goes 5 with Otama to try to go for game. But if he would have went 5, 5, 6, he would have won. I only got a 1K out of those 2 life, and I was bricked in hand with my last card. So now I'm just doing a little bit of math, a little bit of mental math. One Piece is a lot of math. If you're good at math, you can really play this game at the highest level. Like it's simply put, like with the 2Ks, how the counters work, how the Dawn usage works, knowing what decks run what amount of 2Ks, when to swing 6 and 7, counting out their hand, just like so many things that you could do and use math for. Man, we're out here going back to school playing One Piece. So my game 2, it is against Katakuri. It looks like a pretty dripped out list. Um, so we ended up taking second. Right before this match started, I was thinking to myself, well, if there's one thing I know is that I cannot heal the Katakuri, because if he sees his 10 moms, I just lose. So I took second on the curve, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to rush him down. So, this is me seeing uh, as good as curve as I could get. So, I mean, on 4 Dawn, I swing 9, and he pops a Sanji trigger. Um, I am versing my older brother. Um, I gave him some advice after the game because you guys are gonna see here. So he goes Sanji trigger top life, which is okay, that's fine. Then he goes swing 7, plays a cracker. I'm like, that's fine. At this point, he is at 4 life still, so I get Atsu the cracker for free, and then I go ahead and I swing 6 because again, I'm trying to, I'm really trying to just rush him down. So at this point, he's taking 2 life, which is a 5K and a 6K swing, which is amazing. That's fine by me. I'm really, really trying to get him down to 2-ish life when I can 10 mom. That'd be amazing. As I'm going to 8 Dawn next turn, so he plays a Charlotte Pudding, and he grabs another Sanji. So um, nothing too crazy from him. He swings 7 again. I hate having to take these 7s, man. So I think I already took the first 2. I might have to block this one out. Yeah, so I block out. It's needed. It's needed. I can't go down to 1 life. He 10 moms, I lose. So it is my 8 Dawn turn. And at this point, I really need to take one of his life. I'm thinking about my turn. I go 5 lead, and then he's thinking. He's thinking. He takes the 5. He takes the 5, guys. He takes it. Um, no, he didn't get a trigger, but he took the 5, so that was amazing. He's at 2 life now. I'm like, okay, I can put in work. Next turn is 10 mom, and he is gonna be in a really rough spot. Even if he 10 moms back, I'm gonna have the first 10 mom. So I swing 6, gives me a 2K, and then I go 8 and pop my Gadatsu back into life. And the reason here, listen this, the reason why I've been loving going Katakuri back to my own life, it doesn't matter if it's a Gadatsu, is I got the 6K swing off. He gave me a card. Now it's going back to my life. That's an extra swing he has to do. So look, the 7K, oh, I'm taking that for free. I don't have to give up cards, and I get this card back in my hand as a 1K. Like, I'm playing 10 mom next turn anyway. You were just gonna swing at the Gadatsu. You know, I was gonna have to give you cards. Now it's back in my hand, right? It delayed. It delayed. Like I'm supposed to be at 1 life right now. I'm at 2, and I have an 8K Katakuri on board. That's why it's so. That's why Shirahoshi back into life in any yellow deck is just busted. It's so broken. So I 10 mom. He goes to 1 life. I go to 3, and things are looking up. I'm debating if I want to swing here. I'm like, you know what? I need the pressure. I need the pressure. So I swing, and he gives me a blocker, which is totally fine. Now it is his next turn. And as you guys could see at the start, he had so many Sanjis and he was just leaving them up. That was the advice I gave him at the end. I was like, you know, I'm a 4 life leader. You pop a Sanji off top life trigger, you got to just start swinging. You just got to start swinging at some point. So he goes Yamato, no effect, but he still gets to heal. Swing 7, I block out, and then he swings 8. Now, this is where I'm debating on what my next turn is going to be, because I think I have another 10 mom in hand, so I'm debating on how many life I want to take. And I was okay with taking that at least 1 because I was going to go back to 3. So I 10 mom, trash again, swing 5, I swing 8, and he blocks out for 9. And then I swing 12 at the Katakuri just to force him to block. Otherwise, he can take his last life, unless he already did. But now it is his next turn, and he goes 10 mom. So he goes 10 mom, and you know, he couldn't put up no blockers. I'm gonna have 2 10K swings. He should try to kill maybe my Katakuri or something. Hopefully I was bricked and I don't have 2 cards for you, but I have way too many cards. He swung life. I Great Eruption, make him trash 1. He was at 5 cards, I think. He threw away a Thunderbolt, but even though it was a brick, I really wanted to just make the math easier on me. If you have 4 cards in hand, I'm scared. If you have 3 now, you trash the Thunderbolt, that's fine, but you only have 3 cards now. It's basically like getting rid of a counter anyway. I can just do math easier in my head. So now it is my turn. I am at 1 Dawn, but I have 3 huge bodies and 10 Dawn to use. So I swing 12, and the reason I'm swinging 12s first is because if he hits a beige, they're useless. I didn't get to use them. So no beige. I swing 12 again because, again, if a beige hits, I still have all 10 Dawn with whatever, comes out, and I took it. So now we're on to the next match. Here we are going up against a Luffy. This is going to be kind of crazy, so make sure you guys are really paying attention on this one. So I go second, he goes first. His turn 1 pass, my turn 1 pass. Well, actually my turn 1 I Great Eruption cycled, and then he goes 8K lead, I take, and now it is my 4 Dawn turn. I'm gonna go ahead and play a Shirahoshi. Just put a blocker on the board. I want to delay the aggression as much as possible. I'd much rather wanted like a Kuzan or something going crazy there. He swings 5, I block out, and then he goes X Drake. The good thing about this next turn is I can Gadatsu. Let's be honest. 5 Dawn, 6 Dawn. If you're at 5 life, I'm playing Gadatsu. So yeah, he's like, yeah, I expected that. Which he should have. So Gadatsu swings 6 and he blocks out again. Gives me a 2K, which obviously Bluefy you want to have lower cards. He swings 5, I take, and then he goes Ivankov into Luffy. Now, pay attention to my turn. So I'm at 8 Dawn. I'm doing some math in my head. It's like I'm playing Sakazuki, I'm seeing combos in my head and I'm just doing them. So I Great Eruption the Ivankov. I play 2 for Zap and it KOs it, and then I go ahead and go. I'm still doing the math in my head. I'm like, do I have enough? Oh, I do. I go 4 for Shirahoshi, -4 on the Luffy, and then I go 1 for Heavenly Fire. Bottom deck that Luffy. So your 8 Dawn turn was useless, and I developed a Shirahoshi on board, and you got a life. Oh man, this deck is so bad, but it was cool. It was cool seeing that combo in my head and then just playing it out. Um, I mean, this deck has potential, but it's so hard to be consistent because its pieces are like the pieces that you need in this deck are so different. It's like 10 mom is big mom, 9 Yamato can't be searched, 8 cost Katakuri is big mom, but then you want like, you know, uh your navy cards, and I don't know, it gets weird. Um you could probably optimize this list, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, it is what it is. So I go Yamato, uh I Suru Yamato and killed his Mihawk, by the way. This deck is balanced. I don't know if you guys caught that, but yeah, it felt good. You know, he had 4 life. No, he had 5 life. I had 2, which adds up to 7. And he had or I Suru his Mihawk to 7, and then I Yamato. Honestly, probably won me the game. Here he goes Ivankov into Luffy again and pops the double attack just to pop the blocker into my hand, trashing 2 cards so then he can use the Luffy effect, which I'm not sure how optimal that was, but in this position, I'm really scared. That Luffy, I can't play a blocker or he's gonna trash 2, send back to my hand, and then I'm kind of screwed. Because then he has double attack, right? I have a good amount of cards in hand, but man, this is one of those scary turns where it's like I don't know what's gonna happen. He can start pushing for game. That double attack is just too scary. Um, it looks like I have 5 or 6 cards in hand. Now I'm definitely debating what to do because I mean it's one of those scary turns. Uh, do I aggress? Can I block out? He has a blocker on board. Like it's just so many factors that are going through my head. So I'm like just trying to pick the optimal turn. This is definitely mid going into late game where you know the lines kind of get blurred. The lines get blurred, and finding the most optimal sequence sometimes it is a puzzle. But not for me. I'm playing 10. I play 10 mom on curve, and you will see me with a smile on my face. I don't know why I was thinking so much. Maybe I was just the thinking probably came from what I thought he was gonna do on his turn, going through his scenarios. I knew what my turn was, but you know, give myself a little bit of time to think on the next decision, the outcome of what's coming, you know, stuff like that. So now it is his turn. He is definitely in deep thought because he is deciding on whether or not to go for game here, which he could potentially. I have 4 cards in hand. He has a double attack Luffy that can give me 2 cards, and then he would have 2 swings to go my last life into game. So he swings 7, and as soon as he swings 7, I'm so happy taking this. I'm like, okay, perfect. He's gonna be at 8 Dawn now. As soon as I take this, he can go for a double tag game, but he's only gonna have 8 Dawn, which means 4 and 4. As long as I can block one out, I'll be good. Um, Preferably the Luffy. If he underswings with the double attack Luffy, I counter out and I win the game. If he doesn't, perfect, that's fine. So he swings 7 again, and at this point I take only because if he wants to double attack with the Luffy, it is useless. Uh, he can only give me 1 life. But at this point I have 2 10 moms. Oh no, I have 1 10 mom and a 9 Yamato, and he is at 2 life, I believe. So, and I know one's a brick, one's a Luffy. So I have 3 swings. I need 3 swings, but I know one of the life is a brick. So he goes and just swings an insane amount and popping the Suru back. I don't know if he just didn't want me to swing with the Suru, or what he was thinking about. But at the end of the day, that's fine. I got a 2K back. Not the greatest turn from him, but he probably had no options. Like he's low on cards. Maybe he was. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But regardless, he wanted to put me at 0, not thinking that I could go for a game next turn. But with a little bit of math on your side, you know, you're always in a spot to win if the math sounds right. This this is one of those turns where I'm definitely deep in thought, thinking on what's gonna happen. And a little side note, I take and my phone dies right here before I get to play my last turn. So he goes past and my phone dies. So we play it out, and then I'm like, wait, no, my phone died. Let's replay it out. So we put the cards back, and this is us replaying it out. So I did some math and I swung 11, then 12 with the big mom, which he got a break, and then 13 with my leader for game. And you can see I was already so hyped. The emotions were high. I'm 3-0. Technically, the event is supposed to end, but we got a bonus round. The event had ended. We were both 3-0. We can either die roll for the winner pack or play a match. And Jay wanted to play the match out just because he knows he's gonna win. I mean, he's on his main deck running locals, and I'm playing Black Yellow Mom for you guys. You guys are welcome. Anyways, my turn 1, nothing. His turn 2, or his turn 1, nothing. My next turn, I swing 6 and he takes. Obviously, it's hard to start a deck that starts at 3 life, and you got to give him life to before you can even pop anything with Gadatsu, Yamato, things like that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and swing for game. I go 6. He takes the first one. My next turn, I go 6. He blocks, and then I Borsalino, and then his turn, he just goes Basile Hawkins, uh, and then that is his first ramp, and then he is going to play a Luffy and swing 7. So he's definitely trying to rush me down, get me down. He figured out really quickly on one of my turns where he swung 6K at me, and I was debating on whether or not to block it on a crucial moment where I needed to block, and I just took it, and he says on cam, uh, oh, looks like we don't have 2Ks. He's like, I could already hear it in the comment sections. I don't have 2Ks, which he's so dumb for that. Anyways, he was right. I had no 2Ks. I saw that one beige. I think that's the only 2K I saw all game. Then I Shirahoshi, Heavenly Fire the Luffy back, and he goes. Or I don't know if you guys saw. I swung at his leader and he got another Basile, putting him to 10 off trigger. So that's nice. Again, no 2Ks. I would have loved to 2K, 1K here. Just doesn't happen. Does not happen. I got to take this. But it's not a bad take because y'all are about to find out. So I'm definitely deep in thought. But Yellow had something to say. Oh, I block first, actually. I block first because that was his first turn. Then he goes again. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. So he goes Nami. He's like, ooh, I love to see that because obviously I can't block if he Diablo jams. Then he swings, what is that, 6, 7, 8. He swings 8K at me, and guess what I do? Beige. Beige the Luffy. Save myself a turn. Now I get to play. Do I really? No, probably not. I can't go for game. He has a Dawn up and way too many cards in hand. I have a Yamato. I can heal. That's what I do. Kill the Nami, heal Yamato. Uh, can't swing at 6K. Just gotta, pass. Which is unfortunate. And then yeah, I mean he's ramping so much Dawn. I don't know, man. He swings 12. I block it out. And then he swings 8K. I take. Again, no 2Ks. Me debating if this is a trigger or not. I love to fake my opponents out. I'm really selling it here. I'm really the life is out there. I'm really selling it. I'm like, dang, do I really want to pop this trigger? And then I'm like, no trigger because it wasn't a trigger. But I love selling it. It's the fun part. And then he just goes, all right, how many cards in hand? Okay. Luffy, I throw my cards out. I'm like, you got it, bruh. I was very upset at the end of this match. Yeah, not much else I could do. He just I mean, I don't have counter. He knows this whole game I didn't have no 2Ks. So he already knows what to do. Starts off with a 7K swing. I take take the 7K swing, man. And then, but honestly speaking, if I were to have been able to counter out one of these swings, I would have low-key been able to take it. Anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this long-ass video. I appreciate you guys for all the support. We're almost at 5,000 subs. I have pre-ordered the OPO6 boxes for our 5,000 subscriber giveaway. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a wonderful day. Make sure to like this video. Comment down below. The new poll is up. So go vote on who you guys want to see next week at Locals. Subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you guys on the next video. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.